Hey there, my name's Aaron, and I'm a bit of what you might call a bag nerd. So much so that I've reviewed hundreds of the world's best bags and tech pouches. So in this video, I'm gonna show you what my favorite tech pouches I've ever reviewed are, so you can easily find the one that best suits your needs. Every single one of these tech pouches is here for a specific reason, and each has a full in-depth review that we've done that you can find linked in the description below. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because there I'll show you which one of these tech pouches is my current go-to. So before we jump into the actual list, let's quickly talk tech pouch theory. Because having reviewed hundreds of these bags, I know the things that you should be looking out for and the things that don't really matter as much. Let's talk what you should be looking out for. For me, there's kind of four primary things. First up is, do you want your pouch to self-stand, or do you want it to be a little bit more malleable and not self-stand? A lot of people, myself included, love it when your tech pouch can do this. We also call it a desk caddy, right? So you can pop it next to your desk, it's just kind of your butler. And with this tech pouch, which we'll talk about in detail in a second, all your bits of gear are right there, easily accessible. But for some people, that also doesn't matter, and you might just want a tech pouch that is thinner, right? Because if it's gonna stand, it's gonna be bulky. But a thinner tech pouch isn't gonna self-stand, but it's gonna be more malleable, and it's just, lighter, less weight in the bag, less bulk, so that's a really important decision to make. Second thing is gonna be how much organization you need. Because some tech pouches are definitely more on the simple side, where it might just have a few pockets in the main compartment and a few pockets in the front. And other tech pouches are gonna be pockets galore, right? Where on this one we have all these origami style pockets on the back sleeve, lash points, pockets, zippered pockets, pen holders, more pockets in the back, right? So you gotta think about, how much organization your tech pouch actually needs. For number three, I'd say pay attention to how much padding you think your tech pouch might need. And this just comes down to how fragile your tech gear actually is. For instance, some tech pouches are thick, right? They're just chunky and really well padded. So if you have screens and hard drives, maybe even SD cards, things that could just be a little bit more fragile that you don't want to get damaged, that extra padding like this can help to protect that. Or you got on the other side something like this tech pouch, which is very thin, not a lot of padding going on. But on the bright side, again, it kind of cuts down the bulk. And then for number four, do you want your tech pouch to double up as a sling? Because some tech pouches will have lash points on the outside that you can then clip a strap to. When you want to wear it in sling mode, pop it on the outside of the bod, but then you can also take the strap off and pop it inside the bag. Outside of the bod, inside of the bag, it's the best of both worlds. But something to keep in mind, I've seen this done many times, and I don't think a great tech pouch is designed the same way that a great sling is. So what I'm saying is, if you have the budget, I would much rather suggest you getting an independent sling and an independent tech pouch. But if you're looking to, cut the expenditures, there are options out there that can do both and do both pretty darn well. Let's jump into the actual list. And just a reminder, all these bags that we're gonna talk about, they'll have their own independent reviews linked below. Let's start with the Aer Slim Pouch 2. This is one of the OG tech pouches. It's actually one of the first ones that I fell in love with, not this particular version though, the V1. And I love its triangular shape. It actually does kind of self-stand, not super well, it's gonna depend on how it's packed out, but it's got a really great design. Let me walk you through it. Minimalist silhouette, quick access pocket on the front, no pocket on the back. Really nice zipper opening into the main compartment where we got a decent amount of organization. But not too much. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pockets and or sleeves. So I'd say it's pretty middle of the road, but I love Aer's internal materials, and that light gray color is beautiful. These fabrics are so high quality. It's got some decent padding to it, but it's still got a bit of malleability. And if you want this to double up as a sling, you can do so via these lash points here and here. This is a great tech pouch for you if you want to focus on simplicity, but also you like high quality materials and features. This bag currently comes in 3 color options, and it runs $50 USD. To learn more, full review, link below. Next up, we got the Sympl Tech Kit. Sympl is a brand known for being a bit more on the adventurous side, which is why their tech kit is extremely weather resistant. You see this fabric that they're using? It's very rubbery, and same thing with this PU coated zipper and the main compartment. This is not gonna be waterproof, but it's gonna be pretty water resistant, that's for sure. Again, we got a quick access pocket in the front and a really nifty sort of clamshell style opening. This allows you to really get into that main compartment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different slots and pockets in the main compartment, which is definitely gonna be a little bit more on the more organized side. So if you like pockets and slots for all your little tidbits of gear, Sympl's got your back. For the padding, as you can see, it's, a little loosey-goosey, but got some protection in it as well. But there's no option for this pouch to double up as a sling. Overall, I think it's a phenomenal option if you're really concerned with weather resistance and you want a crap ton of pockets. Currently only comes in one color option, but 2 fabric options, and runs around 60 to 75 USD, depending on which fabric you choose. We actually haven't done a full review of this one yet, so if you want us to, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Next up, we have possibly the most iconic tech pouch on this list, which is the Evergoods Cap 2. Evergoods is a US-based company known for their signature crossover gear, and I mean, this is just so brilliant, I still, years later, can't get over it. But it doesn't mean it's for everyone. Let me show you what I mean though. As you can see, it self-stands very, 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 very well. Not perfectly, but very, 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 very well. And that self-standing is enhanced when you open it, and then the sling tumbles over, and now you have double opening, and now it ain't going nowhere. So it's probably the best self-standing tech pouch out of all the ones we're gonna talk about. And this design is just unbelievable. It is so brilliant. Taking a look at the organization, we have a pocket that gets you to the main compartment here, which is this pocket that you can also reach from here. So a little double whammy. And then on the inside, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different pockets. And one cool thing is this floating divider. You can kind of push it to this side if you need, or if you want to put a larger tech thingamajogger in there, it pushes over to that side. It just floats very well. Ooh, and we also have 2 external pockets on the front. But as smitten as I am with this tech pouch, I ain't gonna lie, it is bulky. It's to self-stand very well. It has to be extremely well padded. So this thing's kind of like a brick in your backpack, which is definitely not gonna be for everyone. And finally, this is also not a tech pouch that you can wear as a sling. Not that you want to, it'd be just like a big old brick, just beating the crap out of you. And this tech pouch currently comes in 4 different color options. I have a limited edition version. This is the wax canvas collab with Carryology. So if you dig limited edition type gear, Evergoods is always doing really cool collabs a couple times a year. And for all that, this tech pouch runs around 75 USD. Full review, link below. We're just gonna go back to back with Evergoods, because why not? Because they didn't just make one iconic tech pouch, they made 2. And if you're like, dude, I like Evergoods, but that last one, the Cap 2, was way too big and bulky and brick-like, I wish that they made a tech pouch that was basically a foldable envelope. Boom, they got you with the Cap 1. And you can see this is gonna be probably the most interesting tech pouch on the list, where it's just kind of like a foldable envelope, but it works so freaking well. It just does. You got this really nice handle on the outside so you can keep it secure when you're, moving it around. Magnetic closure. And then on the inside, it's actually pretty minimalist. We've got one zippered pocket that actually gives you access to a few different pockets. You can see how this little divider right there. And on the flip side, same thing. You've got this location, but then behind it, there's a divider so you can actually organize more stuff. Little pen slot in the middle as well. So this thing is minimalist, it's quite beautiful, but it's also small. So if you're looking for something to carry your bulky travel adapter, you do not pass go. It seems quite thin, but there's a decent amount of padding, and this is the X-Pack version, so the X-Pack fabric is actually thicker and exceptionally weather resistant as well. Technically, you could turn this into a sling if you wanted, because you have these 2 lash points here you can connect a strap to. This is an envelope that was transformed into a tech pouch. It's not meant to be worn as a sling. I've gotten a lot of great use out of this tech pouch. It's just fantastic. As of recording, this comes in 4 different color and or fabric options. This is the X-Pack, and it runs around 75 USD. If you wanna watch the full review, you know where to find it. Now, before I jump into the next tech pouch, I gotta let you know that if you're enjoying this video, you might be a bit of a gear nerd, whether that's tech gear or carry gear or everything in between. And if so, I wanna welcome you again to No Imagination, because here our mission is to help you find the best gear for your life on the move. That's what we do here. And if that is speaking your language, then you're gonna be happy to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do YouTube reviews, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field, where I'm coming directly to your inbox a few times a month, and I'm delivering the goods, baby. I'm gonna let you know the newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the world of tech pouches and backpacks and travel gear and EDC gear, all that good stuff, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter and hope to see you in your inbox. Now, if you're watching this, you're thinking to yourself, dude, those tech pouches are great, but 80 bucks for a tech pouch? Can we bring in some more budget-friendly options? Boom, meet Tomtoc. And if there's one thing that Tomtoc does, it's budget friendly. But you know what? They don't do it in a way that is like super cheap. This tech pouch is beautiful, well designed, and it's coming in at a pretty reasonable price point, which I'll tell you in 1 second. Tomtoc's a Chinese brand, but they're taking over the carry community by storm over the past few years. For the design, we have a quick access front pocket with a bit of organization, 3 pockets right there. And then in the main compartment, a bit more minimalist, 2 back pockets, pen sleeve, and then a couple of pockets on this side. And that's it. No back pocket, got a top handle. Not the most padded. This is just kind of, it's simple. I would say like if you're like this close to buying a crappy tech pouch on Amazon, just get this instead. Because as opposed to those crappy Amazon brands, Tomtoc knows what the hell they're doing. They're really good at this. And the fabrics feel amazing and the materials are great. These are YKK zippers. Tomtoc did not have to include YKK zippers on a $25 pouch, but they did. I just gave away the price point. Bad error. It currently comes in 3 color options and it runs around 25 USD. It's just a great option if you're on a bit of a budget, but you don't want to compromise on quality. I freaking love Tomtoc. Next up, we got the Rushfaster Essential Tech Pouch, which I really dig. Rushfaster is an Australian brand who actually, like us, they have a review channel and a retail store where they sell other brands' gear. Then they got into the game themselves of making their own tech pouches. And this one really impressed me. Love its clean front, well branded, looks premium. And there's a ton of organization in the main compartment. We got a back zippered pocket and a very wide opening main compartment that has a ton of organization. Now, I don't love their choice of using black internal lining. I think it just makes it just super dark in there, kind of difficult to see what you put where. But you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different pockets, many of which are hidden behind these sleeves. You can see it's got like this origami style design back there, which I think is really smart. Definitely not a self-stander, but it has enough padding to definitely give your tech gear a bit of protection. No way to wear this thing as a sling, but I'll be honest, it actually looked pretty good as a sling. Maybe there's a way to like make a makeshift strap that you can put with these Hypalon tabs right here. But overall, a great pick for you if you're looking for something modern and urban. You want a ton of pockets. And maybe you even like the black lining. To be honest, black linings, some people like it because actually it's not gonna stop the bag from getting dirty, but it will conceal stains and dirt a lot better than like a light gray lining will. And I don't know, there's just like a creative energy with this tech pouch. Currently comes in 3 color options and runs 60 USD. Full review, link below. Next up, we got the Alpaka Vertex Mini. Alpaka is an Australian brand and they're making some of the best EDC gear on the planet. And this is one of my favorite tech pouches of all time. They all kind of are, let's be honest. Just like a heads up too, like I know what I like out of a backpack. I'm very picky with my backpacks, but I actually don't when it comes to a tech pouch. I just like them all. So like if I'm showing like a lot of enthusiasm for all these different styles, it's because I genuinely am switching out between these styles with tech pouches because they all just work so well in different ways. I love tech pouches. I love this. And this is one of my favorites for a few reasons. First of all, great self-stander, which does make it a little brick-like, but less so than the regular version of the Vertex. Quick access pocket in the front, but then, as you saw, we have the double zipper access into the main compartment, and the main compartment does this very nifty fold, which is then connected by magnets. And look at that, like that is just great. And actually, when this fabric, AKA the top of the main compartment is now magnetized here, you get this extra fabric base, which means that it self-stands even better. And then inside you have 1 pocket, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you even got a couple of side pockets, 7, 8. And this too has a little bit of flotation design to it. So if you put something more bulky there, the divider can move where you need it to move. Now, although I don't think this is the best sling because it is quite bulky and brick-like, you do have plenty of external lash points on here to connect a shoulder strap to this bag so you can wear it in sling mode. These desk caddies are just great for travel, right? Especially if you're a remote worker like myself. Because then this sort of becomes your portable office. I go to Vietnam a lot, right? So I'll, land at my destination. Let's say this is the tech pouch that I used. All my tech stuff was in my travel backpack. And then, I land unpack at the Airbnb, grab a quick some in Vietnam, and then I go to the cafe to get some work done. All my tech stuff in here. I pop it next to my laptop, and then just like everything's right here. Laptop, other non-laptop tech stuff. It's just super easy, super organized. That's what a self-standing desk caddy, in my opinion, does best. It currently comes in 3 different color options, and it runs around 90 USD. Now here's where things get a little weird. This one's different. This is the Omni sleeve from Piorama. It's really interesting. I swear, it's actually a laptop sleeve. So you unzip here, and then boom, laptop goes in there. A little bit of padding, actually a decent amount of padding. Then you've got 2 external pockets, each of which has a bunch of organization and other pockets. How many, you might ask? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, if my counting serves me right. So for your Bluetooth mouse, your cords, your adapters, your pens, all your work stuff goes in. And you have all down to the coffee shop. Then you take your laptop out here, and then the Omni folds, connects magnetically here and here, giving you your self-standing desk caddy. So now if I'm getting some work done, I've got this side, which also connects magnetically, giving you that butler service, and same thing on this side. Now here's the deal. I always think, like I said earlier, that products that try to do 2 things in one are never exceptional at doing both. So this is not the world's most exceptional laptop sleeve, nor is it the world's most exceptional tech pouch, because there's compromises that have to be made on both sides to make both designs work. But having said that, this does a pretty good job of doing both. We reviewed this pretty recently, and I was just really impressed with what Piorama brought to the table in terms of innovation. I don't think the materials are the highest quality, but some of them are. The power mesh is nice. We got YKK zippers. Yeah, we do. And it definitely does something extremely unique. This is the smaller laptop sleeve. It comes in 2 sizes. The smaller size currently comes in 2 color options, and it runs around 80 to 85 USD. Next up, we got the Peak Design Tech Pouch Small. Peak Design's a US company, and they do a lot of stuff. They do photography gear and phone cases and motorcycle accessories, travel bags. But their name is not misleading. That's not false advertising. They do some stuff that is like at the peak of design, and this tech pouch is one of those things. Now this is the smaller version of their more iconic, larger, original tech pouch, which I don't love as much because it's big. It's like the size of an American football. But this thing, it's a freaking masterpiece. It self-stands pretty darn well. You do have 2 lash points that a shoulder strap can connect to, and this little makeshift, kind of like fabric-y handle. And he looks adorable. Hey guys, my name's Mickey. But then we get into the main compartment, and the brilliance unfolds, kind of literally, where Peak Design has introduced their signature origami style organization. So it self-stands, but without being too bulky, it's still very light, very minimal, but giving you a nice amount of organization. And there's even more organization on the back end. So we got the zippered pocket, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smaller pockets in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 origami sleeves, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So, a lot of pockets in what seems to be like a pretty minimalist presentation. I love this thing because you're getting kind of the best of all worlds, where it's not too big, it's not too bulky. It does self-stand, mostly. Remember, like the Evergoods Cap 2 and probably the Alpaka Mini Vertex will self-stand the best, because they have the biggest base. You can see here, the base isn't quite as big, so this means that if we're putting something heavier on this side, it's gonna do one of those. But that'll never happen on the Evergoods Cap 2. It's just so strong. Making sure that you're balancing both sides pretty evenly if you want it to self-stand. But yeah, in terms of just everything, this thing is so amazing. I love it. And one other great thing about this tech pouch is that it currently comes in 9 color options. So if you're kind of sick of the, same old black tech pouch over and over again, Peak Design's got your back. And it's honestly not too expensive, only coming in at 50 USD. And finally, we got the Bellroy Desk Caddy, which was, I think, my pick for my favorite tech pouch 2 years ago. A few reasons why for that. If you don't know, Bellroy is an Australian brand. They make gear that just looks like this. And by this, I mean just really elegantly beautiful, but with a bit of quirk. They don't take themselves too seriously. But just look at how lovely this tech pouch is, right? We have the sort of like old school teethy zippers, the faux leather branding, and zipper pull. This is definitely a design and aesthetic that I think will speak to creatives a little bit more. And it's super minimalist. Nothing on the outside, just the main compartment. And just like the Alpaka Vertex sort of folds over, so does the Bellroy Desk Caddy, but without the magnets. But it still does a very good job of self-standing as long as there's something at the base. So just as an example, throw my phone in there, you can see we're self-standing a bit better. But this is definitely not the strongest self-stander, but as the name suggests, a desk caddy that does infer self-standing. And it can self-stand if it's packed out the right way. And it was my favorite because I was using it all the time, and it does self-stand very well, and it's just super minimalist. In the main compartment, we only have a sleeve, 1, 2, 3, 4 elastic pockets, another little pen sleeve here, and a power mesh pocket. Love this power mesh. And that's it though. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pockets. And that just suits my style a bit more. I don't carry a lot in my tech pouch. But like I know Tab, our videographer here, he carries a ton of stuff in his tech pouch. He's a videographer and he's got SD cards and all these camera gear. And you know, for me, it's just a few things. And only carrying a few things, this desk caddy was brilliant. So I think if you're looking for something that's minimalist and just gorgeous, like look at this interior finish and these colors, like Bellroy just does it better than most. Currently comes in 5 color options and it runs around 60 USD. Now, if you're still here, it's probably because you're a bit overwhelmed with all the options. And I get it, like all 10 of these tech pouches rock, you just gotta figure out which one rocks the best for you. So I'm gonna say, again, if you're on a budget, just go with Tomtoc. You don't need to spend 70, 80, 100 bucks on a tech pouch if it's just not quite there for you yet. This thing is amazing. I love everything that Tomtoc does, and who knows, maybe this is like the first domino that falls that gets you into even higher quality bags. But it's a really good starting point. But building on that, if you do have a bit more of a budget and you like nice things, these are both really nice. My number one recommendation if you want a well-padded self-stander is gonna be the Evergoods Cap 2. It is iconic in this carry community. It is probably the best self-stander that you'll get. It is like literally having your own personal assistant joining you every day, just saying, here you go. Yes, sir. I live to serve. But I also think that this is a lot for some people. A lot in terms of bulk, in terms of size, in terms of organization. So if that's the case, and you're looking for something a little bit more middle of the road, it's really hard to beat Peak Design. This Tech Pouch Small is an absolutely stunning user experience. Everything about this sling feels great and looks great. You've got so many different color options, and it's only coming in at 50 USD. I am astonished by that. I bet they would have charged 85 to 100. Given the quality materials, the lifetime warranty, this thing is just magic. But it's also not perfect. So if you're thinking about it, you should definitely watch our full review to be 100% certain this is the tech pouch for you. And you can do so by watching this review right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomad's Nation, and we'll catch you next time.